I am looking out my window, and I wish that you were here, sitting tall for a little while. Well, I know you couldn't make it, and I know you really care. Sometimes I can be in denial. Though we may not see each other for many nights ahead, wanna make one request. Just keep me in your dreams, and I'll always keep you in mind. In our dreams we can settle the open seas and take up to the sky. Just keep me in your dreams, and I'll keep you in. I keep you in my house. We started as friends, we grew closer. Now I'm loving you more than I ever did. You know they say that absence does make the heart grow fonder, 'cause the longer I'm gone from you, girl, the closer I get.
Welcome back to the channel, guys and gals. I am tickled to death you showed back up. It's been a minute since we made a video. I mentioned in the video previous to this, there's been a lot going on, and now we have added work at work to that. So I've been on 12-day shift, 12-hour shifts, and now we're fixing to add Saturdays to it. So it is what it is. Somebody has got to fund this lavish lifestyle. But as you can tell by the thumbnail, we've got a little something different going on today. Tickled to death. We're gonna get some stuff sorted out, get some stuff in place, get some preliminary fitting going on, and y'all hang tight, and I'm gonna bring you right along with us. Welcome this episode in the garage. All right, so what we have here is the interior out of a Lexus ES330, and what we gonna try to do is fit it in that there 57 Bel Air. Don't know how good it's gonna fit. I'm sure it's gonna be a fight and a struggle, but right now we just want to get just the basics and just see where we're at and an idea of what it's gonna take to get it there. So I'll get you set up. Right now what I'm gonna do is clean these things up real good because they are filthy, nasty, dirty. They came out of a filthy, nasty, dirty vehicle, and I ain't kidding. So I'll get you set up. We'll get these things cleaned off and see what's left, and we'll just go from there.
leave us the hell alone. Cause it's our life. Oh, honey, right along. He who is not guilty, let him hit me when he throws that first stone.
That's as clean as we're gonna get it right now. There's got to be some sort of, I'm thinking like shoe dye type product that you can come in and even and level all this color out in the creases and everything that are real dark that I can't get clean. There's got to be some sort of product that basically rejuvenates this stuff. I don't know. If you have any ideas, leave it in the comments and I'll definitely try it out. But at least I won't be sucking a bunch of black mold up in my lungs. So I'm gonna set you down, turn you off, get the rest of this cleaned up, and we'll bring you back when we're ready to start with the new section. Just wanted to break in this video real quick for any of you who have wondered about the F-150 and all the work we done. We are still very dry down in the valley. Everything is running like a top. We did end up with a miss over here on number 1 cylinder, and we had to pull the coil and plug back out of it. The plug had worked its way loose. If you remember, that was the plug we had trouble with when we done all that work, and it had worked its way loose. It was questionable to start with. Had to go back and drill it, put a helicoil in it, put the plug back in it, running like an absolute top. But I just want to drop in real quick. If you haven't seen those videos, go back through the playlist and you'll find a playlist with everything that's been done to this 02 F-150. All right, enough of that. Back to the video. So I finally got all the nastiness cleaned off of these things. They are far from perfect. But like I said earlier, if we can find some sort of rejuvenator, recoloring cream of some sort, paste or whatever, we'll get these things back in tip-top condition. I'm gonna tell you, I think a bunch of pigs lived inside this car. Anywho, didn't fool with the front seats much because, as you can tell down here, it is slightly massaged. So both of the front seats are going to get new covers. So I didn't see no sense in wasting time on those. Anywho, what we're going to do now is we're going to flip one of these seats upside down and sort out some junk, get rid of some garbage we don't need, see if we can get these things working. Need that. Need that. 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 That one. That one. That. I need that. Ain't gonna need those. What is that doing in there? No, ain't gonna need that or that. Oh. There's my 10mm. Oh, ain't gonna need that. Air conditioned seats. What is this doing in here? Ain't need that. Ain't need this. You gotta figure out what wires are what. And we're gonna test this thing and see what's what. If I can get that open just like so. Now we do not need nary of this here tape. So work with me here. Thank you. All right. Now typically your motors are what's going to be drawing the current. So those usually are going to be the bigger, and then your ground is probably going to be the same size. All right. These two right here. Now, this is in no way a how-to, but I'm just going to tell you, see them two yellow wires? Do not connect 12 volts to those two wires. That goes to your airbag, and it will deploy. All right. This one and this one. That one and that one. All right. These are the two we want. So I got a battery charger here. So what we're going to do is we going to see if we can get this thing to work. I can keep them two from touching. All right, what do we have? Something works. All right, that's the back. Uh-oh. Up and down don't work. Back and forward don't work. All right, well, that is a problem for another day. I'll have to look up the wiring diagram and see which of these also have to be hooked up. But for right now, I'm going to set this aside and we will put this back seat in and see what it's going to look like real quick. It fits from side to side. Possibly. Something like that. Is this gonna fit? I don't know. Well, it definitely fits in between the roof rails. I don't know. Tell me what you think. All right, they're sitting in there. There's a lot more moving we need to do. This bottom part of the seat is definitely going to have to go back. So you can see there's a lot of space down there. And I believe I can get it to go back. There's some hooks on the back side of that seat that I may need to remove. And we'll pull it out, take a look at that, and then may end up cutting those off. We'll just see. All right, you can see these latches back here. This is about where it needs to go, but I think what I want to do, I think I want to heat this and bend this up and then put a bolt through it back this way on both of these. And I think that will force the seat back, I think, and give it a good place to latch. And then the rest of it, it's going to have to be braced up. You can see there's a lot of movement, so I'm going to have to put a brace under here to keep the center of it from wanting to flex down. And I believe I can use these in some way to help make that happen. So I'm going to get this out here. We'll heat this up, bend it, and then we'll put it back in and see what we got. I got these things bent where I need them, I think. Now I've got our floor marked. I'm going to use this one here and over there as well. That's where we're going to drill our holes, and we'll put some nut certs in and see if we can bolt this thing in. So let's see if we can get this thing bolted in. Possibly, maybe. We'll see. Yeah. I got 3 more hands. This wrench over. All right, one more. I think I'm waiting. Probably win. something like that. So we got our back seat bolted in, and we're gonna have to figure out a way to brace this center, because it's gonna want to go down, because there's nothing under it except the foam the seat is made out of. That may be where that piece right there comes in. Possibly. We'll have to take a closer look at it. But for now, we're going to have to brace the front of the seat up. As you can see there, it's just being pulled back by the bolts back there. So we have to brace the front up. And I believe what I'll do, you see that square hole? And if you look up, you'll see that right there. That lines up with about the outside of that hole on both sides. You can see the other square hole and the other metal doohickey hanging down. So what I believe I'm going to do is get me some square stock and build a frame that goes all along the bottom of the seat, down into those square holes for the factory seat, and then I will bolt them to that square frame. And I'll set the height of the seat with it. It looks pretty close to right. It needs to be tilted a little bit back, which it is. So that might be about the right height. We'll have to see. But I don't know how well you'll be able to see it up under here. But back there towards the center, where that little hump is, something is going to have to go right there to brace the center of the back of the seat up. And I'm not 100% sure how to do that yet. But that is a problem for a different date. Right now, we're going to go ahead and put the back of the back seat in and see what we got to do to make it fit. All right, so the back seat is in place. Obviously, you can see it has got to go down no less than 2.5 inches or so. And I think how we're going to do that, oh, that is not going to work. My knee, I meant. All right, see this bracket? This bracket, in reality, needs to come down straight instead of back and down. This bend and this bend need to come out of it. And we'll have to shave a bunch of this foam out of this to clear our wheel well. And probably, don't know if you can see it. I'll try to get you in there. Probably that foam right there is gonna have to be shaved, because this whole seat, the bottom of the seat, has got to go back that way and down. So we know back behind this we have a space, and so we just got to move some stuff out of the way, see if we can get it to fit a little bit better. Alright, so I ended up cutting these out of this corner. I really did not want to, but you know, sticking out like this, you know, cutting the foam out of it's not going to do any good if I can't get rid of that. This is what was keeping it from going back, and then when this is out of the way, the foam was going to keep it from going back. So I'm going to try, if I have to straighten this and weld this back in. There's a piece of this that goes up through here, and straighten this part of it out, cut this part off, and weld it back to it, because I would really like to have that anchor point. I do have 3 other anchor points on the top, but I would prefer to anchor it on the bottom. But at least this stuff is out of the way, so we can set the seat back in and see if at least we're going in the right direction. Let me get you set up and we'll walk this thing in. It's got to go down a ways. So it's a brand new day, and we're gonna pick up right where we left off yesterday. So we've got both parts of the back seat in, and I may possibly have figured out how to bolt this thing in. I'll flip you around and we'll take a look at it. I think it's gonna work. So see if I can get in here. All right, so you see that little L bracket hanging down. I think what I want to do is the top black line, the bottom black line, and the black line to the left, I think I want to cut out, and that will let that L bracket set in, and then I can push the back seat down and bolt it down below the black line wherever I need to bolt it. And the same thing over here. So those blocks, black blocks, are identical in height. That way I can ensure that the back seat is level. I'm hoping that's gonna work. I'm gonna get you set up. We're gonna cut those out. You know, I hate cutting old cars. I hate it, hate it, hate it. But you know, all that's going to be covered anyway, and there's nothing being destroyed that was being used anyway. So I'll get you set up. We'll see if we can get these cut out, and then figure out how to put enough pressure on the back seat to push it down and get it in those slots. We'll see. So now that those are in there, that's really good. That's sort of the way I saw it going in my brain. The seat still has to come down about another 1.5 inches so that it looks good in the back window. So probably we're gonna come about right here or so and put us a nutsert and try to figure out a way to apply enough pressure to the top of the seat to get it down there. But for right now, that's going to do. All right, so tell me what you think about this. Just pondering. Something like yo. Something like that. I'm thinking. This back out of the way. Let's take a look at that and just see if we like the tilt on the seat, or if it needs to come up. Actually, I think that's pretty close. Let's mark this one. We'll get it drilled, and then we'll mark level and mark and drill our other hole. Or if it'll stay, I'll get a level right now. Right there. All right. I think I like that. We'll get them drilled, inserted, and bolted in. Missed you. Alright, let's see if we can get this thing in job. I like it. I believe that's going to work just fine. So we got 2 more bolts to put in this back seat, or the back of the back seat, and we will have this sucker in here. Turns out that these are going to be the 2 hardest to get in, because I have got to push that seat way down to get some bolts in it. But I'm going to flip you around. Don't laugh. I'm going to show you how I'm going to attempt to do this. This is what we got. We got a contraption that is just waiting to be a disaster. But when you're out here by yourself, it's about the only option you got is just to make do with what you got. So I'm going to see if I can get this to come down what looks like about another inch and see if we can get a bolt in it. Me to understand. Oh, for Pete's sake, you gotta be kidding me. I think I see what's going on. I think what it is while this is pulling down, it's also pulling back. And that's what's keeping it from coming down. I think the lip of the top of the seat in the back is hitting on top of this. So I'm gonna take some tension off of it, get a different bite, and see if we can get a different outcome. One down. We finally got these things in here. And man, they look good. Comfortable. Just about the right height. The bottom could come up a little bit, but how often you gonna be in the back seat? Man, what a job. What a job. Look how good it looks in the back window. I mean, it was made for it, is what I'm trying to tell you. Looks really, really good. I am tickled to death with that. Now keep in mind, the ends of these panels still need to be bolted down, so they've got to come down another good 3/4 of an inch. But we've got plenty of material on the back of the seat where that's going to look fine. And these holes, probably what I'm going to end up doing is just taking like a piece of foam, sort of the shape of that hole, and upholster it, and maybe just Velcro it in that hole. I think that'll work. That'll do. But I am tickled to death. Now for the front seats. So my good friend Ron, who is a wire guru, me and him sat there and figured this thing out, more him than me. And what we figured out is these things, have a circuit board in them, and through this wire right here, or this plug, it receives 5 volts from the ECU, and then the ECU distributes power to the switches and then to the motors. So we've got this figured out. We know what we're going to do. We know how we're going to do it. But that will be a video for a later date. We've out of time. So if you made it this far, man, I greatly appreciate it. We've had a little growth spurt in subscribers, and man, that tickles me to death. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hit your bell notification. That way you are notified every time I release new content. Hit the thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Love the comments. Till next time, y'all go do some work.
There were people gathering around me.